Thank you very much, dear Mr. Krall, for coming here and taking the time sharing your insights and experiences with us. So focusing on this year's topic of the conference, innovation and finance, what do you think what role does digitalization play in banking?
I think digitization has a number of roles. First of all, I think it changes the way that banks conduct their business vis-à-vis the customer. So there is an interface to the customer in the traditional way of banking that was the branch. The branch manager was communicating with the customer. Now more and more of that goes into the cyberspace, onto the mobile phone, onto the computer, onto the laptop. So there is an omni-channel challenge, that's one thing. The second thing is that digitization means that we have much more data about the customer. We know much more about his needs, about his plans, about the type of product that he would require. And so we are able to more tailor what we can offer to him. And then the third, and probably one of the biggest elements, is the cost element. Most processes in finance, not only banking but also insurance and other aspects of finance, are very human heavy, so to speak. So there are processes which are kind of containing some human parts, some machine parts, some fax, some phone. Now all of that comes together. It's an end-to-end digitized process, cutting out a lot of middle steps and making the whole thing more efficient and cost efficient.
Well, staying in that context, do you then also think that blockchain will be established in banking and thus also change the business model of banks?
Well, blockchain is a technology that will be there in banking. I'm not so sure, however, what its exact role will be in the future. There's a certain necessity to make, for example, transactions more safe and to increase the integrity of digitized systems. And blockchain obviously is a way to achieve that. So blockchain will have a role, and there will be a lot of blockchain initiatives in the near future, but it's unclear which of these initiatives will effectively design and define the ecosystem of banking. And like in the past, when you had competing technologies, not always the best technology gets its way, but that technology that is fastest adopted and accepted. And it will probably be the same with the Bitcoin, with the blockchain. There are a number of blockchain initiatives. Some are run privately, some are run by consortium of banks, some are run even by central banks. Now the question is, which of these emerging ecosystems will come to dominate the scene and the sphere and the ecosystem of banking, and then we'll see where this evolves.
So also at the moment there are many new regulations within the banking sector, such as EMIR and Basel III, following the financial crisis of 2008 obviously. To what extent do you believe that an implementation of digitalization will require changes in these regulations?
Well, actually, digitization is a way of implementing the regulation requirements. Now the problem with the regulation requirements though is that they are very unpredictable. There are new ones coming all the time. There's a wave of regulation hitting the banks, and there is an increasing uncertainty about what it means, how it's best implemented, and what way of future processes and management will meet the requirements of regulators. Digitization can play a role in that, and it certainly is one of the ways to make it cheaper, but at the same time part of regulation also affects the options of digitization. So some of the process improvements will not come or will come later because of regulation, and some of the opportunities that digitization provides might be hindered by regulation even.
So besides that, especially in the last 2 years, there have been many discussions about the abolishment of cash. Also along those discussions, there have been alternatives, for example, digital currencies, such as bitcoins that you already mentioned, and blockchain technology. Do you think that those technologies have the potential to change the world of finance?
Well, certainly technologies like blockchain, as Bitcoin has already proven, can change the world of finance. But I would effectively separate the two discussions of what blockchain and Bitcoin and the likes can do and what the role of cash in an economy is. Because there is a general tendency, as part of the regulatory wave, to say cash is not a good thing, it's used for funding terrorism or for money laundering or for whatever, but most people oversee and overlook that cash is also part of a free market economy system, and abolishing it will have repercussions on how that free market economy system works. So I would urge caution if one thinks that cash can be abolished without economic pain and economic impact on individual freedom.
Great. So last but not least, how are you enjoying the WHU Campus for Finance?
Very much so.
Thank you very much.